you know. So, the brother today that I was talking to, as I was explaining to him, I say, man, look, this is the thing about our relationships. We got so many men that want to love and want to be loved back and doing what they think is their best doing their best with what they have. Um, and what they have just isn't much because we just don't have much of a continuity on being in relationships and them being and also them being great relationships. You might have seen grandma and granddad together and they got like 9, 10, 12 kids and they look like they ain't never left each other. But granddad probably was old punk, fuck nigga, something. Just don't never know, or a fuck boy, I guess would be the word. Well,
What is
and
a fuck boy?
grandma could have been old hoochie. I said fuck boy, a fuck boy, you know, um, as they said, and I just was just explaining it to him, like, the continuity on love is just it's just bad. So I went
Explain
into my whole spiel about how,
explain
huh?
continuity for those who may not understand. First of all, you guys, this is Marital Mondays. Right now, we're doing an impromptu, so we are coming through on a Wednesday. So we're gonna call it Wisdom Wednesday right now. Is it Wednesday?
No, we ain't got to put no date on it. It's to say we coming through on a Monday. It's fine.
Hey, we coming through, right? So, God is a set. This is Quiz the God, and we are coming through with our marital moments. And today we're talking about
Marital moments.
right? Because we're trying to figure this thing out, and we are not counselors. We are not nobody special with this whole love finagle type issue, whatever we want to
Right,
call it. We just
right,
trying to understand the dynamic between him
right,
and her. All right.
right.
So we were just talking and we was talking about some juicy topics and I said let's bring it to the screen real quick. So we just throwing it out there. So back to what you were saying about the fuck boy. What is continuity? Explain continuity for those who may not understand. And then
The continuity,
fuck boy.
the continuity of something. So when you when you when you when you go, say you go get a new job and you start to fill in a position for someone, they might have what they call a continuity book where they have everything in it that has to do with the job, everything they learned, the mistakes, the fixes, and all that jazz. So in relationships, we don't have
A handbook.
continuity
Mhm.
for what is a great relationship. We just don't have it's just not readily available. You might talk to your pops, like I talk to my pops, but the information he had for me didn't help me stay in a relationship and teach me how to love and treat a woman.
And you know what's so
Um,
interesting? I was listening to a pastor. I don't know if it was my pastor some years ago, but
mm,
he was saying that there's no handbook for
right,
how to treat a woman or how to handle a man.
right,
Where's
right, right.
a handbook? Where's a life
Well,
handbook?
so right, there's no handbook if you ain't looking. But what you could do is you could put together you a handbook based off some basics and based off of your lovers, based off of you watching your love and seeing how they respond to certain things. I had as I was explaining earlier, I had when I was about 22 years old, I decided I was in the station in Afghanistan at the time. I was deployed into the Operation Enduring Freedom War, and I decided when I leave this war, when I come back, I want to be able to get any woman I want. I ain't want no woman to ever have to turn me down, be worried about that. So what I did was I picked up some books on pickup artistry and I began to exercise um in a pickup artisty way. And I did pickup artist stuff for a bit and I got to a point where I could get any woman I want. But you know what the problem was? I didn't know how to treat
Mm,
them. So with me not knowing how to treat a lady, after I got to a point, treat my lover and love the way and not to say I was a rotten guy. I wasn't a rotten guy. I loved the way that I thought was best. And what I thought was best was not being perceived or being received as it being the best, or being received as I would thought would be the best. Like, I'm doing this, everything makes sense when I do stuff like this, and it makes sense when I do it like this. 1+1 = 2. 1+1 don't equal 3. You dealing with a woman. 1+1 = 3 sometimes. So that's something you got to learn. So what I did to learn that was that I went and I dug into books like Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. I dug into some more relationship books. I dug into some negotiation books. I dug into some women's studies, and to try to get an overstand of what it is that is making a woman's brain tick in a relationship, also, and how I could be a better co-part for that. So I explained that today to the guy I was talking to, and this stuff here is new for people. It's kind of like like Trailblazers or something, but these books I'm talking about, these are like world bestsellers, and you would think that people would know, but unfortunately in the Black community we don't know this stuff. We're not apt to reading books like that, and the ones that are, they go places and they don't share the wealth with everybody. They go places and you don't see them much.
But not only that, the type of books that a lot of the Black community are more apt to are fictional books, or storytelling and stuff like that. And
the books that motherfuckers is apt to is like story page books, picture books, you know what I'm saying? So they looking at these picture books, right?
And it just narrows that mindset. And then there's an area of stubbornness too.
I'm guilty.
Well, you can't be too guilty if you're seeking,
Well, no, I seek, but I like a good picture book like anybody else. Please make it easy for me. You know what I'm saying?
No, but at the end of the day, it's like, is it enhancing, and I think a lot of it has to do with like stubbornness for some of those who feel like, I ain't interested in that. I don't need that kind of assistance. And it may be a spot of not believing in, what they have been directed to go towards when it comes to some kind of.
No. Don't get, people don't read because they just don't like to read. It don't matter how much they need something. Motherfuckers just ain't read no book. If you can't tell me, be my mentor or be my coach, is exactly why I'm going into life coaching. So many brothers that just are not going to go read these books, but I'm gonna go ahead and just bring it to you.
Well, that too, but I know a lot of readers, and one of the things, they will read a whole bunch of stuff. They will read on antiquities. They will read on things that's like, with business and and alignments, all that stuff, but they don't.
They won't read something and enhance their love life, and it might be that they don't know that stuff exists, and they don't have anybody to point it out to them.
Of course they do. Of course, I'm only speaking from people that I know of. And of course they do. It's just it's from my observation. It's been, and I have friends that do read like, relationship stuff, but it can be more on a manipulative level, how to manipulate somebody, how to take advantage of. And then there's some that just don't, they know they have abundance of knowledge, but they don't believe that fits in that space, or that should be inserted into their space on enhancement, because they don't cherish the relationship part. And that's the area where they feel like that's what a relationship goes down, because like, like a past relationship I had, you see a person reading so much, they're bringing in so much, but when it comes to bettering the relationship, it's not important. It's not
right. Important. So in you got some people that just, they've been so worn down and beaten down with trying to figure it out. They figure, my logic is, I am logical. I am being the best I could be. Ain't nobody can't tell me nothing. You just got some people that just ain't there, and that's one of the things I'm putting out this week on my TikTok is like, if I ask you, how do you love a woman? And then you tell me, then I say, then why aren't you in a loving relationship? Why are you, what's going on with that? Right? And then your next reply should be, well, I don't know, something, but the reply probably gonna be, well, this woman got kind of crazy. Was one girl I had, I messed it up, or she might say, this one guy I had, I messed it up, or whatever. But the thing is, you flat out just don't know. Or you would do if when you know something, you tend to do a little better with that information.
If they're
Then
open, if they're open to it, if they want to do better, that it all
what
starts
I
with the want.
what I find is that most brothers and want to love and be loved and want to be that guy, want to be that superhero in their relationships, want to be that guy. They are trying. They are trying with what they have. Unfortunately, what they have is not good enough because there's no, the stuff that they are coming from is no good. The what they learned, what they picked up on is no good. It's not conducive of creating harmony. So that's one of the problems. So that's why I want to try to, and that's why we doing things like marital Mondays or marital moments, so we could, kind of give people have them open their eyes a little bit. I think you have women, they go and read like these romance novels, but do they
It's not
might
real.
seldomly read about
How to
how maybe to be in a relationship as a woman. So many books empowering them to walk over a man, or not to let him treat you some way, or talking about how men are just all just dogs and whatnot. They never get to a point where they feel, hey, let me look at myself. How can I be better in a relationship? How can I be a harmonious partner?
I don't
So
know if there. Are there a lot of books out there that talk about how to treat them? How women are being treated like that? I mean, that sounds pretty steep.
well, you got,
I would hate to
if
be
it's on if it's on Lifetime, it probably was a book first.
that. Okay.
So
Uh,
so yeah.
yeah, I guess. I mean, Daniel Steele is one of them that that it be floating there on the beach and stuff. But anyways, I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more tools, right?
Oh,
Take
yeah.
initiative. It's only if you want to, only if you're like, I had enough of being in a shitty relationship. Another thing too, taking times out for yourself too. That's a big deal. You got to sit back and reevaluate yourself and say, even on a man and a female level, what went wrong? What just happened? Why am I out the relationship again? you know let me evaluate myself for a second. Let me take a break, because every time when you jump into a new relationship, you discard yourself again, and then now you're
It's
in the same situation, different story, same situation.
and also when taking that break though, you got to feed yourself something. Feed
Of
yourself and
course.
get yourself some knowledge. It's one thing to evaluate yourself, say, I didn't do this wrong, I didn't do this right. You need to bounce off somebody. Go get you a relationship coach. Go talk to a therapist, a relationship therapist, or
For
a
those who
marriage
don't have
counselor,
for
or
those who
somebody.
don't have that means to go about that way, there's other ways you can do it too, like
Like what?
YouTube. Also, there's a lot of pastors out there that talk about relationships. I know, and let's not just say pastors, just a person who have like a understanding on relationships.
Okay.
The reason why I say pastor, because they I know one, and he's amazing. And he literally, don't turn your nose up just because I say the P word.
No,
You
I'm just saying. I mean, we could start looking at the long list of pastors. You got nothing but child molesters and
I mean, but no, but you
womanizers and all that type of stuff. So I mean, I don't know if that's the best thing, but
yeah, yeah, but that has a lot to do with your discernment and and your history. But there are some. The reason why I say pastors, because there are some that focus on relationships, and they talk about what to look for, how to evaluate yourself,
Sure.
signs, the
Sure.
message
Sure.
is there, so if that message resonates and it helps somebody grow, even if
Sure.
they are
No, no, it don't matter. But religion, definitely, I'm with you.
yeah, it's
And that's why
more
I like what you said. Persons, you got persons because despite the position, is the
right,
either you got the wits or you don't. So,
right,
and
right,
I don't need a title for me to have the wits. I could have the wits and not have the title. And normally you have the wits before you get the title. So,
exactly.
but you got some people out here that are doing some new relationships styles of relationships, and they are trailblazing. And when they are trailblazing, they are rewriting the book, and it might not be good as well, but it's good if they could have some basics to go from. That's why I say, if I tell people, I always read that Men from Mars, Women from Venus. Just start there. You start there, give you a nice little baseline to go from. Not to say you will never ever be happy or not be mad or not argue, because those things are it's part of being a human. You have to talk about things, and emotions come up when you talk about them, and you're human. It ain't nothing perfect, and you're not a robot. So you still get mad, you still get upset, you still argue, you still might want to not sleep in the same bed 1 or 2 nights. So you might find just a disagreement just to be so disagreeable that you might just walk out, and you might walk out and you come back the next day. It's just but you got
Totally.
them basics there to help you continue, and you can point out, okay, this is this and this is that. Okay, all right, I see. So I could say once I got to a point where I could uh get a better grip on uh me giving love and it being received as love, versus me giving love and then it's like, you don't love me, and that's what a lot of brothers going through. They giving the love and it's like, you don't love me, or you ain't thinking about me, or you being selfish, or you using me, or all this type of stuff, or you don't do nothing for me. Like, I just did this last week. And
And it's and it's
I was trying to explain to the men, women are what have you done for me lately creatures. What have you done for her lately? Let that be something you done, it need to be within a week or 2 or something like that. You figure it out. Every woman ain't the same, but they're what
ladies,
have you done for me lately,
if
creatures.
he is accurate about this, put some ones out there, throw some ones in the comments. If he's not accurate, go ahead and let that comment be understood. Drop your notes down there and let us see if this is right. If it is true, perhaps we really need to go ahead and sit back and evaluate, is this our attitude? Or we, is there anything that we can do a little better? Do the men need to step up their game? What's this love language all about? Why are we not communicating some, and it's weird because I can say that I don't want to say I'm too guilty of it because I'm pretty mild. I'm a mild person.
Look,
But
and don't think you finna get no woman nowhere and think she finna be saying guilty all over the place. Neither that ain't happening. Neither, my brothers. You gonna we got to go and get it out your mind. She ain't finna do it. It's hard for them to do it, but they don't swallow that pill at all.
you
But you
you
gonna
gotta you gotta let a person grow here, okay?
women don't
Everybody has the
look.
right to grow. So
Women ain't finna be catching no guilt air on every corner and shit. Just because she did it one time, understand that's a hard pill for her to swallow, my brother.
oh,
Either,
speak for
and when
those
you
who you know.
when she give it to you, you take it and you love her and you give her a treat for it. How you give her a
You go
treat
and buy
for it?
her some nice things
You
because she said it. That's right. So
I wasn't gonna say all that. You just you return it with something with gentle loving, and
it's not
caress her
gonna
because
be
she
accepted
just
just because.
did something that she just knew she just did something that she just got there is against her biology. It made her cringe and curl up inside, but she realized that you was more important in that moment. And she
I
put it
can
just
throw
for
some
that moment.
darts. I can throw some darts, but we ain't gonna go there. So I'm gonna gently ask you to cease in the moment, right? Because you're only speaking for those who you know. All right.
No, I don't speak for those who I know. I speak from experience and talking to brothers
Those
and
who
sisters
you
and
know.
listening to women who might could have handled things and were capable of handling things different, but they just not swallowing certain pills. They just ain't swallowing just because it is not in their biology to be doing so.
Those who you know. And we're gonna leave it right there. Okay.
I ain't saying that they don't do it. I was saying this is a hard pill for them to swallow. This ain't nothing new. Women don't like to be called wrong or be set to
Men
blame or
neither.
guilt
There
for
are men
anything.
out there as well, but I'm not gonna say all men are like that. That's what
Me,
not.
but what I'm saying, men are more forgiving. They say sorry more often. We have the men
But they
saying sorry and
they
taking
will
the blame for everything when they don't want to, and all that more than women. Women are
and
just like women do the thing where they are clearly to blame and not taking the blame.
you know you're throwing darts, right?
No, I'm not. I'm
Yes,
not
you
throwing
are.
darts.
And I'm
I
gonna
am
be a
not
bigger
throwing darts.
person.
This
I'm gonna
has
be a
nothing to
bigger
do with
person.
nobody that I know. This has nothing to do with
I'm going to
nobody
be a
that I
bigger
know.
person, and I'm going to digress because I'm going to show you a little something, right? I'm going to show you
What's
that
to be
you
a
can
bigger
be,
person about and digress about? What is it? What is this? What is this?
because you're inaccurate, and since you're inaccurate and you're standing on your
Inaccurate.
inaccuracy, yeah. Since you're standing on your inaccuracy and you're gonna stand there, it doesn't make any sense to me to go back and forth.
Look, I'm not the only one. There's plenty of the other love coaches out there preaching the same thing. This ain't nothing new.
Perhaps since okay,
This is
so
nothing new. This
per,
this ain't just started. And that if you can either accept
perhaps
it or you don't, that don't mean it ain't happening.
perhaps you can be 100% wrong on your 100%
Perhaps. Oh
inaccuracy
wow.
because
Perhaps.
I just proved to you that there are women out there that can stand on their wrongdoings and also evolve from that. But since you want to be
Yeah,
blind,
but it's not very popular at all. But we not speaking in absolutes on here at all. I know
what you
it may
just did,
sound like it. It may
what you
sound
did,
like it, but you know we don't speak on absolutes. This is
what
just
you just
general talking.
did, and you did it
We just
live.
generally talking.
You did it.
So when the brothers see it, which they're bound to see it and witness it. When they bound to see it and witness it, they cannot get so upset about it. Just understand that that is their nature. Still love her, still figure something out, still figure out how you can still be harmonious. Even if you have to take the blame for that much. See, is it really something for you to take the blame for? Is it something you need to really chill out and see if she'll come around for? Because the accountability and responsibility is is very important in you guys' relationship.
So with that said, men need to be a little bit more understanding about that if that is the case on every platform.
Absolutely.
And he needs to be a little bit more patient with that because we do know when men feel that way, if they feel that way, they come with lack of patience and they come with a different angle on a response. So if those are the natures on its totality, then a man have to know how to come back and offset that and make it harmonious, right? Since we feel that that's how everybody is in the game. So, but that's the handbook, right? Those are some tips. Those are some things that we can kind of like collect and say, okay, these are some things that we can do versus doing the standard stuff that we've been doing and not getting anywhere. And also, when it's time to digress, let it be, right? Because standing in one muddy water is not going to do anything but make your whole body muddy at the end of the day because the mud keep going up and up and up, right? The dirty water keeps seeping up and up and up. So we got to find ways how to be at our best. If we don't agree, then fine, we don't agree. And it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree and it's okay to agree to disagree, and that's some of the things that some people just don't respect. They want to continue. They want to continue to go in on it. They want to continue to be heard and stuff like that. And some people, and I would like to say, from my experience, from a female to a male, there are men that are from my experience. I've experienced where my past lover was more like they couldn't take the fact of being pulled out of, or the person digressing from the disagreement that wasn't getting anywhere. And I don't know if that's a man thing. I don't know if that's like a personal situation, but that can be an issue, especially when a person doesn't know how to cut it off and say, you know what? All right. And then at the same time, when it is cut off, does it still eat you alive? Even though the topic has been squashed. Because some people can say in their head, they think they got over on me. They think they manipulating me. You know, you ain't manipulating me. You ain't in control. And that's not fair, you know. So if you got some men out there that's doing that, y'all need to stop it. If you got some women out there that's doing it, y'all need to stop it, you know, because it's not fair. If a person is trying to pull out and bring it at peace, especially if you know where it can go, run for the hills, you know, and get back on track. You know, run for the hills, get back on track, and try to get back to love. So.
Nah, that was up. That if you guys could got there, exercise some emotional intelligence and discern what's going on, discern where it's going. Hey, go ahead and kick it up into that gear. You know, take the lead. Oh, that's it. She done pause. Oh, we both pause. She paused.
Okay, sorry about that. You said if you got some discernment going on.
Yeah. I had already said, you know,
you cut off.
Some emotional intelligence, create some discernment of where a conversation could be leading to, and and maybe some things you could save for another day. You know, for brothers be wondering why women just, some women just keep at it. It is in their biology to like to get after a issue right there, then and there. Doesn't matter what's going on. No matter if you about to go to the movies. Don't matter if you about to go make $1 million. You know, a majority of them, they want to talk about it right then and there. They don't want to let it fester. It's bothering them right now. It ain't bothering them later. It's bothering them now. It ain't bothering them before that. It's bothering them at that moment. So you got to respect that. Respect that a bit. Go ahead.
From a man's perspective, what can a woman do what can a man do to try to bring her at ease? What are some man tips that you would do?
So look,
make her feel comfortable, like as if you're not brushing her off.
Okay. So look, a joke, right? Check this out. Let's see, can I say this right? Let's say let me see. What's the joke? I can't think of it right now. What is it? It's like I think of a black man, a white man, Chinese man, an Indian man. They was at a cliff, and they came to a cliff, and the Indian man grabbed something, and he threw it off, and he said, "This is for my country," right? The Chinese man, he went and grabbed something.
The joke. Go back to the joke because I lost you.
He went and grabbed something. He said,
it's the beginning.
He said, the Chinese man said, "This is for my people."
Is this the beginning of the joke?
And then the white man went and grabbed something, and he said, "This is for my people."
Quiz.
And then the black man grabbed the white man and threw him off the cliff and said, "This is for my people."
Can you bring the joke all the way back? Because we kind of like lost you.
I can't say it no different. I can't remember it all. What did it say? And then, did you hear it? Did you hear the part where I said what the black man did?
I told you that the beginning was all cut off.
Oh, you missed you couldn't hear me?
The whole video blanked out. So you got to bring it back.
Oh, no. Great. All right, let's try it again. Did you catch the end part though?
Just start over.
Did you catch the end part?
No, I tuned it out because I didn't want to absorb any of it because I didn't get the beginning.
You want to know? Don't, if I don't hear the joke from the beginning, don't tell me the joke. Okay, look. Black man, white man, Chinese man, Indian man. Indian man grabbed something. He threw it. They was at a cliff. Cliff said, "Throw something down here for my people, something for your people." Indian man went and grabbed. I forget what he grabbed. He grabbed something. He threw it. He said, "This is for my people." He threw it. Chinese man went and grabbed I don't know. I forget. He threw it off the cliff. He said, "This is for my people." The black man went and grabbed the white man, threw him off the cliff, and said, "This is for my people."
Oh shit.
I put the joke up. I'm sorry, but that's the end of the joke. So the thing is, you say, "What do you do? How do you get there? Call how? What do you find a way to make her laugh, and you do it by any means necessary." It's important because I'm gonna get off here and call my son here in a second. It's important because laughter kills everything. It kills every goddamn feeling of bad, sad, mad. You give somebody to laugh, to find something humorous in a moment where they are filled with fire, wiggle, and they ready to tear something down. You throw that laughter and you get them to laugh. You get a second for them to let the mind and the body breathe. They get to let those. I think we talked about it in a couple of Marital Mondays ago about how when you get anger, how it takes over you, you lose all control. You're not even there. It's not even you no more. Some part of your ego has taken over when you let rage fill your body, and as the rage fill your body and the adrenaline is in your blood, and you tearing yourself up and you killing yourself. Did it freeze again? It froze again, didn't it? Okay. And you tearing yourself up, and it's also anger is making your life shorter too. It's crazy. It's just so much wear and tear on the body and mind. But that laughter, you figure out how to make her laugh. I don't care if you got to grab your toe, stick it in your mouth, or whatever it is you do that make her laugh. You figure out how to do that thing so y'all can get there, and for him too. Figure out how to get there, and you just keep trying. You just keep trying. Eventually, they're gonna crack that smile. When they crack that smile, they have then have subsided for a little moment the anger and rage, and it gives everybody a chance to speak more clearly.
Okay.
To each other.
But I appreciate that fun tip. But that does not typically answer the question that I proposed.
What was the question you proposed?
What should a man do when they get into a situation? From your experience, what can a man do? Some tips to help her digress when the moment is not right for a passionate discussion.
Laughter.
But she's gonna feel like you're just bullshitting her. She's gonna feel like, hey, you're not telling me anything. You're just trying to brush me off. Women are not stupid.
No, and you talking about being brushed. We talking about the intention is to brush off. She should feel that brush off, but she gonna feel it with a laugh.
No, because it's gonna stay there. So I'm glad that
it is gonna stay there until they talk about it. But that's the only way around it. There's no other way around it.
That's not factual. There's many different ways around it.
Let's hear them.
This is one way. I'm not a man, but this is one way that can possibly work for her because I am her. right? So if
Mm.
I'm wrong, ladies, let me know. If you have any other way of going about this, go ahead and drop some comments in there. Men, if you have some technique on how to redirect this discussion that may not be appropriate at that time, let us know. Give us a few tips that you use that can help out a relationship or a situation. But from what I would expect, if I was in a space where I'm like, okay, I want to talk about this is it is okay to go ahead and say, you know what, babe, right now is not a good time. I love you. I would like to talk about this maybe in the next 30 minutes. Can you give me later on tonight? Because there is a saying when they say, don't let her go to bed with something resonating on her heart. Don't go to bed because in the morning, now you gave her too much room to think about more stuff. you know
Mm.
so so giving that heads up, not brushing it off, but just saying, hey, let's talk about this a little later right now. Hey, you look good with that pen in your hand, that pad
Yeah,
right
you gotta take some notes, man. You gotta take some notes, man.
there. So, and I'm only expressing this because
Brothers, you gonna take some notes, man. Look at Goddess of Sec dropping that info on you.
I do. It's kind of basic. It's kind of basic, but it's not exercise like it should be. And I think that these are some things that can help that woman feel like, you know what, he's not just trying to bullshit me. He's not trying to brush me off. Women don't like that. Because they know that they have a feeling, and that feeling is still feeling. They feel it, and it has not been resolved. So saying, let's talk about this a little later. Right now we're in the middle of a movie. Can we talk about this a little later, baby? You know what? I love you. I understand your concern. Mwah. Let's talk about this in the car. Let's talk about this. Or a touch, a touch is a big deal. A soft, gentle touch. Baby, I love you. Let's talk about this a little bit. And you can't keep using that same line. You got to be a little more, you know experimental, and find different ways, because after a while she keep hearing it and you don't settle the difference, then she's going to be like, you know what, you just trying to brush me off again right now. I'm gonna talk about this right now because I know it's not going to be addressed, blah 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 blah. Don't let her go to sleep with that bull crap. You gotta, a man has to really toughen up and say, you know what, I got in a relationship with this chick. These are some of the battlegrounds that we're going to have. It's all about how the battleground is going to go down. Can it go down peacefully? Can we play a game of chess? Can we play a board of checkers? Can we just, play Candyland, and try to find that medium, and get it on it popping. She's happy. I got beat up a little bit, but I heard her out. And guess what? She's making me dinner tonight. And she ain't putting that little extra amount of salt in my shit. So, so at the end of the day, that's something that I would recommend, and I'm glad to see that, you may not have that technique, and it's okay, because I guess it's something that a woman have to kind of like show a man how to handle her. And this is one of those dynamics where we fall off because we don't have the tools. And sometimes it's okay to get her response on how to handle her, and then you have the tools on how to do it. And the woman shouldn't be hurting him and using that against him and dodging his technique that you have given him once it has been given from you as a woman. Let him exercise those tools and let those tools resonate, and then have a healthy relationship, versus sitting up there saying, oh, you can't use that on me, I taught you that. Nah, let it be understood and let it be accepted. So that said, anything else?
Remember, this is your question. You answer your own question.
No. Anything else?
I have nothing.
You good? You want to close it out? Because I know you say you got to get going.
No, I ain't. Stick to the basics, y'all.
What basics?
Stick to the basics.
We ain't got no damn basics.
Stick to the basics.
Yeah.
Kindness. Kindness. Listening. Stick there. Live in that space right there. Be kind. Listen. Be patient. There's a bunch of other stuff. You gotta watch some of my other videos if you can key in on a lot of those basics.
Dig it. Well, that's Quiz.
I'm Quiz the God.
And I'm Goddess Set, you guys. Thank you for spending some time with us. You guys be sure to check out Quiz. He got a TikTok video, TikTok channel. What's that channel? Please lay it on us. Quiz the God, right?
Quiz the God.
Right?
At Quiz the God. QUIZDAGOD. And
we're on YouTube. Dynamic Talk with him and her is right there at the top of the screen. I could never get this finger thing down pat. I gotta remember.
No, it's weird. It's weird.
The angle.
Is that it?
Something like that. You got it. So you guys, thanks for joining us. Please catch us the next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Let us know how y'all feel. Are we doing okay? We ain't here to be telling y'all what to do, but we're just trying to share some information that we have with the hopes of it enhancing your relationship as well. All right. Deuces.
All right, later.